was an employee of mine, which irks him to this day. Bristles whenever you mention that fact. But he kind of came and went. Eventually, he went to work for Lucasfilm, and he had his day up there. When I give him a call on after getting approached to do this TV series, he's like, sure, I'll give it a go. And we came together down at the shop one weekend and did a little videotape of the whole thing. And we set some stuff on fire. We ran around and kind of did some things on a dry erase board. And funnily enough, it turned out to be exactly like what the show is now. We look at it and just shake our heads now because it is what the show is like essentially. So we sent it off, and we heard from them a couple of weeks later. They were sending a camera guy out, and it hasn't been the same since. So that's been the whole. That's how this came about. There is a funny thing about how. Along those lines, to put this in perspective, I tend to go down in the shop in my own time and build stuff, and so there was a history that I had with Adam because he's motivated the same way. Like our passion for what we do on the shows is because this is what we like to do. So we do this whenever we have time. We're building stuff. It's just what we enjoy. So I was in the habit of calling him up from time to time when I had something going for him to check out. He'd show up, we had have some coffee or something. The one I think before that was I had called him up one morning and he was having breakfast with his kids, and it's Sunday morning, and I'm like, so what are you doing? He said, I'm having breakfast with my kids. What's up? I said, well, I just built this thing down at the shop, and I'm about to strap it on. I might want to come down and check it out. And so what I had done was I got a hold of some 24-volt cordless drills as sponsors for the robot thing and so on. And so I had these Bosch cordless drills, and like you do, I strapped them onto some rollerblades, and had one in each. I rigged a cable in each hand, and I was like, I'm down at the shop, kind of going like this. It turned out not to be such a good idea, really. But that's how this kind of. So he was used to me calling him up, and he didn't think twice about it when I called him up about doing a TV show. He's like, sure, whatever. And there we are. So now, and it's not 100 episodes. We're over 170 episodes now. 7 years. We're in 140 countries. And when you think about it in those terms, here's just a couple of guys that like to screw around in the shop and build weird crap. It seems that somehow it's hit a chord in the American public, or in the public in general, and so we couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I know there are a lot of engineering students out here who are like, I do that all the time. So going back, just speaking of college, you studied Russian. I don't know if anyone caught that. You studied Russian at Indiana University. How do you use Russian? Like, how did that end up getting you a show or just blow stuff up on TV?
Well, yeah, like I said, I've done a lot of different things. I think growing up in the Midwest, which obviously y'all can relate to, the work ethic is that you get a job to earn money to have a family or whatever it is, and pay your bills. And if you want to have a good time, you do that after work on the weekends or whatever. And so I was following that course. I had specialized in Russian linguistics. It was kind of a weird story now that I think about it. But I collected classical music, and when it came time to do a language requirement for college, I picked Russian, and because I had a lot of classical music that was Russian that I liked, and as it turned out, after taking some sculpture classes, which I had been interested in, you know, as a freshman, and having the professor show me pictures of dog poop sculptures, things like that. I decided to go off on a different, you know, direction. And I was doing well with the Russian, and so I continued with it. I was going to be a librarian at a large academic library, Slavic collection or something like that. But I took a break. I'd done well in school and worked hard, and I took a break and I go to the Caribbean, and just to learn how to sail. I'd sailed on hobie cats and stuff like that in the lakes, but wanted to, you know, sail on the ocean. So I show up down there and went to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands because there's a lot of charter boating there, and I got a job on a boat. And then I guess it was about 6 months later. I had my own boat. I had my captain's license. I had a dive master's rating, and I was in heaven. It was, you know, I was taking out charters. It's, you know, it's like paradise. But after doing that for 4 years, and I think it was, I logged about 3,000 dives. I put about 7,000 people underwater safely. And I had enough, but it sparked something. I asked myself a question, which, oddly enough, I mean, most of you are students, I believe, here, and, you know, do you ever ask yourself, you know, what is it that I really want to do? Do I want to do something that is, do I want to pick something that I want to do that's fun? I mean, you kind of like get on this path, like I was with the Russian, and you have an interest in it and an aptitude, and you follow it through. But if you think about it, like, why wouldn't you want to pick something that was the most fun that you could possibly come up with as far as a way of earning a living? Because you're going to spend a lot of time in your life working and trying to make a living. You might as well do something that you really enjoy. And so I thought about that, and I came up with something other than Slavic collection librarian. And yeah, and I pursued it, and you know, I mean, I went about getting my foot in the door with the effects business in New York. I was just very methodical about it, and here I am.
So what were you like as a child?
Well, I get asked that a lot. I guess I'm a bit of a character. I didn't have any particular aptitudes that were worth mentioning, other than I was a little bit on the ornery side. I think the only thing that was very telling was that I got, we lived on an apple orchard, and we had a big yard in Indiana, and it was my job as a teenager to mow the lawn, and you know, so I figured out that I could actually get out of that work by destroying the lawnmower. And the trick was that you had to do it in a way that seemed like the lawnmower actually broke of its own accord. And then, you know, and then Pops has to fix it, right? And so there's several hours of free time that I could, you know, do whatever I wanted. And so I found out things like, you know, putting the tractor in reverse and forward against a tree long enough to accomplish that task. And then it also got rather advanced when I found that you could retract the spark plug cord just a little bit in its socket to where it seemed like it was all intact, that there was no actual connection being made. And that, you know, of course, trying to start a campaign for its machine over and over again, you know, it would wear the old man out pretty quickly, and I get a lot of mileage out of that. You know, and it actually is pretty, you know, I learned a lot about engines and things, and I think it actually did me a lot of good in the long run, although my father would probably disagree.
So while you were busy, you obviously were playing kind of